Okay, now for the exciting part. It's time to build the walls. So out in the field, we've gone ahead and for this particular shed, we have 72-inch wall studs. We've lined those all up, and then out in the field, we've gone ahead and marked those. And the wall is actually going to be built into two different pieces. And we've gone ahead and we've found our 68.5-inch top and bottom plates. We're going to take the 2 plates at a time. We're going to set those up side by side in just a minute. We're going to mark out for all of our wall studs. To put our walls together, we're going to use the 10D sinkers that come with the package. We're going to hook our tape measure off to the left here. And our first measurement says 19 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. It shows the X to the right of that number. Then it tells me to lift the tape measure up, line that up onto the measurement that I just marked, and it tells me to set the next measurement at 24 inches and mark an X to the right of it. We're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to put lines on both the top and bottom plate at the same time. I'm going to make sure that I mark my X's as well. Now, I'm also going to mark A on that so I know which one it is, because there's a wall section B, because 2 sections go together to make a complete wall. Now we're going to start the section B, and we're going to be careful to make sure that according to the instructions, we mark the top and bottom plate according to the instructions. In the instructions, we actually start the measurement at 23 1/4 by hooking to the left. I'm going to start my first mark at 23 1/4. What it says to put the X to the right. It then says to lift it up, line it up, and the next one set at 24 inches with the X to the right. We're now going to mark both the top and bottom plate. Okay, we have now framed both sections A and B. We're going to make sure that before we fasten these together that we have the walls in the right place. So wall A is the one where in this particular shed build, it was 19 3/4 to our first stud. Wall B was 23 1/4 to our first stud. We've actually aligned these in position correctly according to the instructions, and now we can actually fasten these 2 wall systems together. Catch it at the center. Yep. And then you gotta put a few more in there. Okay, so now we have oriented our wall system that we just built exactly like the instructions. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at the instructions, and I'm going to come off this side of the shed, and exactly how it's showing on the instructions is exactly how we're going to stand this wall up. It's important in this particular case for this particular shed that it's 19 3/4 is my section A, and that's my measurement right here, so I can make sure that I have the right wall sitting in the right place, if that makes sense. We're going to go ahead and sheet this wall. According to the instructions, it says we're going to leave 3 1/2 inches of the sheeting extending out past the edge on this side to receive our back wall of the shed itself. And we have 3/4 of an inch that's going to extend down past the bottom to receive the bottom of the wall, bottom of the floor system. We also are noting that in the instructions, it says that the tongue is actually be facing to the right in this particular case, so that where the 2 sheets come together, the lap is going to go over the tongue, and we will then nail this particular piece at that time, and we'll show you that in just a minute. Everything laid out here, a couple things to note. First of all, this product is called LP Smart Side. It's resistant to fungus, termites, moisture. It's a fantastic product. Clear up to a 50-year warranty as long as it's installed properly. Again, you would be using the 6D 2-inch nails to install it, or you could use a pneumatic nail gun. I will tell you that in order for the warranty to not be void, they want to make sure that the skin of the face of the sheeting is not dimpled in. In other words, if you look at the nail in the sheeting here, this is just the floor sheeting, this would not be acceptable. However, this is acceptable. So if you're going to use a pneumatic nail gun, it's very important to make sure that you turn the pressure down and adjust the settings so that it installs the fastener correctly. Another important note, if you look, our nail has not broken through the face of the skin of the LP Smart Siding. Important thing to note, when you're overlapping the two pieces of LP Smart Side, there's actually a lip that kind of sticks up that you're going to bring your other piece of siding to with this tongue and groove system. What we're going to do in this particular case, again, we have to make sure that our walls are staying square to the best of our ability. So we lined everything up flush with the top, flush with the bottom with a 3/4 inch bottom overhang. We're going to fasten that, and then we're going to check our measurements as we continue on. Okay, now that we have this particular wall panel completely sheeted, the instructions are calling for another 3.5 inch overhang, and to make sure that it does not exceed 3.5 inch overhang on either side. Once we did, we took a measurement, we chalked the line, and we're going to go ahead and cut it off according to the specifications. Okay, on to more wall construction. Now we're going to assemble, this is step 4 in our particular build, the left-hand front wall section. We had to locate two 80 1/4 inch boards. We had to locate our studs, and we have to cut one stud in this particular step, and it needs to be cut to 71.5 inches, and we're going to do that right now. We're now going to mark out for our wall studs. We found our top and bottom plates, which are cut to 80 1/4 inches in this particular build. We're going to line them up, and we're going to mark them out accordingly for our wall studs as per the instructions. First measurement's 23 1/4 as per the instructions with the X to the right of it. Now we're going to pick it up, and now we're going to measure 24 inches and mark it, put the X to the right, and that's it. Okay, the next thing that we did was we found our top and bottom plates, and we're going to mark it out as per the instruction again for this particular build. And we're just going to hook our tape measure, and it says 24 inches, and mark the X to the right, and we're going to continue straight through. Again, we're marking our X on the side that the 2x4 gets attached to. Okay, we've put this wall together, and now we've found our 3 pieces of sheeting that go on this wall. We're going to keep in mind to make sure that we remember which is the top of the wall and which is the bottom of the wall. And we're going to remember to keep 3/4 inch of an overhang on the bottom. And on this particular part of the instructions, the edge of this sheeting is actually flush with the edge of the wall that we just built.